Hey there, welcome back to The Independence. We're taking a look back at 2013, and one of the biggest stories of the year was the entertaining parade of filibusters from Rand Paul to that lady in running shoes in Texas. It was enough to make the Senate go nuclear. TV's Andy Levy can be seen nightly on Fox News Channel's Red Eye, and he's one of our very favorite guests of all time, making his first appearance tonight. Welcome, Andy.
Nice to be here.
It's great to have you. Thank you for, you were the first person who came up when we said, who will help us look back on 2013?
Wow, that's kind of frightening, actually.
We don't know a lot of people.
Yeah.
We're libertarians.
You're new to the building. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You'll figure it out.
Can you introduce us to Hannity? Is that weird?
I can't.
Okay.
No, I'm not allowed within 50 feet.
Very good. Have you ever wanted to filibuster on Red Eye?
I used to do that when we had the halftime report segment. That's basically for 7 minutes I was filibustering.
You would just talk? And
yeah.
Who had the best filibuster? I mean, Ted Cruz was certainly the longest.
Yeah, although that wasn't technically a filibuster, I guess. I would say probably Rand Paul, since he sort of actually accomplished something by getting Eric Holder to write a letter saying that the federal government couldn't drone kill Americans on U.S. soil. We can have another debate as to how scary it is that we needed a letter from the government to actually say that. And then he also got liberals to stop calling him a co-core for a day, which I thought was pretty cool. Wendy Davis, all she did basically was delay the passing of a bill by a couple days and give her some momentum to launch a futile gubernatorial bid. So I don't really count that. And Ted Cruz, I think, ultimately did nothing but damage his presidential chances.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, wouldn't you agree that of the three, he did the most to damage the public perception?
Total contrast to the Rand Paul thing. The Rand Paul thing became this Twitter phenomenon overnight. Everyone was standing with Rand and all this kind of stuff. People were acting super goofy, like Marco Rubio was reading Wiz Khalifa.
And Jay-Z.
I don't even know who that is. Can someone help me?
He shares my birthday.
Okay.
He's Amber Rose's baby daddy.
But ultimately, he was reaching out and addressing an audience. There's a whole lot of like, I normally don't like Rand Paul because he's a super racist, but I really, I like what he's saying, would stand with Rand. And he changed public opinion. So he reached out to people who don't normally listen to Republicans, and he helped change American public opinion. Ted Cruz, did he convince a single person who is not only a Republican, but kind of a Tea Party, punch-you-in-the-face Republican?
No, he galvanized support against libertarians, which makes me sad.
Yeah. Well, the other thing Rand Paul kind of did was, and I think Edward Snowden sort of did the same thing, he sort of clarified that we can stop talking about the political split in America strictly in terms of liberal and conservative. And I think both of those guys showed that there are, the sort of libertarian, civil libertarian group who are anti-statist or whatever you want to call them, who don't think the government should be spying on us, who don't think that the government should be killing Americans without due process. It sort of transcends right and left, and I think that both Rand Paul and Ed Snowden threw that into pretty clear relief this year.
And you guys so close, you can call him Ed.
Yeah.
Which came up into clear relief with the Justin Amash amendments to try to defund the NSA. It's almost purely a Democratic, Republican, bipartisan thing of people who don't actually have power within their parties.
And by the way, I think Justin Amash has created the most interesting coalition in Congress because it really does transcend party lines. You know that because John Boehner hates him.
And I'm not a guy who gets super stoked over procedure, but it does seem, the conversation we're having here suggests that the filibuster is actually a productive aspect of the United States Senate. There are good things that come about as a result of having this thing and gumming up the works every once in a while when there is a bad piece of legislation making its way through, or you just want to embarrass yourself completely and make certain you can never become president, is not always a terrible thing.
But what does the nuclear option do to the Senate now?
The thing about the nuclear option is it's probably not a good thing that Harry Reid went there, but I sort of get it, the crap that both parties pull in delaying nominations and I'm fine. You don't have to vote for someone the president nominates, but let a vote happen. And I don't think that they should have gone full nuclear, but I sort of get it.
Yeah, I get having you here. That's why we're keeping you around.
All right.
Is that going to give you snacks?
I would love snacks.
Totally giving you some. All right. Well, and just look.